Hi, in this video I'm going to show you a different way to migrate mailboxes with the CodeTwo migration tool. I'll be using a CSV file with matched source and target mailboxes to migrate between on-prem Exchange and Microsoft 365. To learn how to perform the migration without using a CSV file or any PowerShell scripting, see our other video that's linked in the description. Okay, let's start by creating a CSV file. Go to this link to open our knowledge base article. Here you'll find a couple of PowerShell scripts that will help you generate the file. If you want to create a CSV file on your own, this section of the article contains information on what information needs to be included in the file. One thing to note, for these scripts to work, you need to make sure your target environment is set properly. It needs to contain target mailboxes, and these mailboxes need to have the same display names as the source mailboxes you're planning to migrate. Let's use one of the scripts then. Find and download the script that's best for your migration scenario. Go ahead and unzip it. Now you need to configure the script file, so just open it in any text editor. First, enter the fully qualified domain name of your source Exchange server here. Below, decide which authentication type you want to use by entering either basic or Kerberos here. Next, provide the user principal name of a global admin from your target Microsoft 365 tenant. These next settings are relevant only if you're planning to migrate primary and archive mailboxes. Just comment and uncomment the settings that apply to your scenario. For example, to comment or disable the setting, add a hash at the beginning of these 4 lines. To enable it again, uncomment each line by removing the hash. And that's it. Save your changes, close the editor. You can now run the script with PowerShell. The script needs to access your source and target environment to export the necessary data. Here you just need to enter credentials of an admin account that will be used to connect to your source Exchange server. This account must be a member of the organization management role group. Click OK to continue. Next, provide the password of your target tenant's global admin account. This is the same account that you specified in the script file. Click Sign In to continue. Now wait until the CSV file is generated. The process may take some time to complete depending on the size of your environment. You will find the generated file in the same location as the script file. Now that the CSV file is ready, let's create a migration job in CodeTwo's Cloud Migration tool. I'll be migrating from Exchange 2016, but the steps are pretty much the same for other versions of Exchange or when you migrate between 2 Microsoft 365 tenants. First, type in the name of the job here. Now select if the program is installed in your source server domain or not. For example, if you're migrating from an Exchange server hosted by a third-party vendor like Intermedia or Workspace, you need to select this option. You already have a CSV file with matched mailboxes, so go ahead and select this checkbox. Click Next to continue. In the next step, select the type of mailboxes you want to migrate. Primary mailboxes, archive mailboxes, also known as in-place archives, or both. Note that a single license of the program allows you to migrate both the primary and the archive mailbox. So if you have turned on mailbox archiving in your source Exchange environment, go ahead and select this option and go to the next step. You now need to configure a connection to your source and target servers. Let's begin with the source Exchange server. Click here and select Add New Source Connection to open a configuration wizard. In the Server Connections tab, use the Auto Discover Exchange Server option if you want the wizard to find the right server for you based on credentials you provide in the next step. Otherwise, choose the second option and enter the fully qualified domain name or IP address of your source server domain. If you're migrating from a hosted Exchange, you also need to select this option. Let's use Auto Discover and proceed to the next step. Here you need to enter the credentials of an admin account that the program will use to access source mailboxes. By default, the wizard automatically fills in the admin account UPN field with the admins that currently logged in. If you want to select another admin, you can enter their UPN here or click Browse to select the right user from your Active Directory. Then enter the account password. Note that the admin account selected here needs to be assigned specific admin roles that are shown here. But no worries, if the account doesn't have them, The program will try to assign them automatically in the next step. Let's continue. Click Configure to create a connection to your source server. When the process is complete, click Finish to close the connection wizard and return to your migration job. Now it's time to set up connection to your target Microsoft 365 tenant. Click here and select Add New Target Connection. Again, a simple wizard will guide you through the process. To connect to your tenant and allow the program to perform the migration on your behalf, you need to register the CodeTwo app in the tenant's Entra ID. On the application registration step, select this option if you want the program to register the application automatically, or select the second option to register it manually. You'll find guidelines for manual registration in the video's description. Let's use the automatic registration. Click this button, sign in with your tenant's global admin account, and accept the permissions. Our program uses OAuth 2.0 for authorization, so it never reads or stores your credentials. You'll be automatically taken to the next step. Click Configure to connect to your Microsoft 365 tenant, and then click Finish to return to the migration job settings once again. Go ahead and import your CSV file. Click here and navigate to the file. Once you open it, the import window will appear. First, tell the program how it should read the file. The data should be arranged in multiple columns as shown here. If you see all the data in just one column, use these options to adjust the formatting. If there are headers in your CSV file, select this checkbox so that the program can ignore them. Now, all that's left is to map these properties with the data from the file. Click each drop-down menu and select the correct column name. Once done, just click Import. If you have another CSV file, you can click this button again to import additional mailboxes to the job. If you want to replace the already imported mailboxes with the new ones, click this checkbox first and then import the file. When you're ready, continue with the wizard. The next step is the scheduler. When it's disabled, you need to start and stop the migration job manually. But if you turn it on, the scheduler will run the job automatically during the time periods you specify. For example, only during weekends and outside working hours. By default, the scheduler performs full data migration once, so after the migration is complete, any new items that appear after the process will not be migrated. But with this option selected, the scheduler will do automatic delta migrations, which means that the program will automatically migrate the remaining data plus new items every time the job starts. You can also run a delta migration manually later if you need, so we've got you covered. Click Next to proceed. The time filter settings are useful if you want to perform a migration in 2 or more stages. For example, you can first migrate the most recent items only, so that your end users can start working in the cloud environment as soon as possible. Then you can change these settings to also include older items and complete the migration in the background. By default, the time filter settings do not apply to contact items. If necessary, this can be changed by clearing this checkbox. Okay, so let's proceed. In the Folder Filters tab, select which mailbox folders you want to migrate. For example, if you don't want to migrate deleted items, simply clear this checkbox. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's move to some advanced settings, which are optional, obviously. Here you can decide how many mailboxes will be migrated at the same time. The default value is the optimal setting. It is recommended that you use a value that's equal to the number of CPU cores on your machine. The second setting lets you set the maximum size of a single item to be migrated. And that's it. Click Next to proceed to the job summary. This final step helps you quickly verify your settings. You can now jump back to any of the previous steps to make any changes if necessary. If everything is okay, click Finish to create the migration job. Now take a look at the Jobs tab. Here you can monitor the progress of your migration and verify the job configuration one more time. These two cards will display reports on how all your migration jobs are performing. By clicking the gear icon, you can access the notification options. Here you can select what type of info you want the program to show you, and which notifications should be sent by email. Go to the Email Notifications tab to specify who should receive these notifications. And then click OK to save your changes. Now click here to open the Match Mailboxes window. If there are any mailboxes left unmatched, or you want to match a source mailbox with a different target mailbox, use one of the options available here. To learn more about the program's mailbox matching mechanism, see our other video linked in the description. Click Save to apply your changes and close this window to get back to the migration job wizard. You're now ready to start your migration. If you've configured the scheduler, the migration job will start automatically according to your settings. You can also start the job manually at any time by clicking here. Okay, let's do this now to see what it looks like. Boom! The migration speed depends on several factors. The amount of source data, your network bandwidth, source and target server throttling, and so on. By the way, the program lets you pause the job and start it again at any point without risking any errors or duplicated items in your target tenant. You can see some basic info about the migration process here. For more details, use the Reports section in the menu. For example, select a pair of mailboxes here and click the Mailbox button to get a detailed summary of all elements, folders, and items migrated between the selected source and target mailboxes. If any items failed to migrate, the reason will be provided over here. Once your migration job completes, you're obviously done. Congratulations. So that's it for this video. You're now ready to migrate your own mailboxes to the cloud. Just go to this link to download a free 30-day trial now. If you need any help, we provide technical assistance 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, at no charge, even when you test our software. And our support is great, you'll see. Thanks for watching.